So this week I had several conversations about the same issues. I'll give you a hint. It's something that people don't think about, but it can be the one thing that will get them more leads. It also doesn't take a long time to do this, as long as you have the right systems and the right process in place and you know how you connected with that person. And I'm talking about following up. You can take any of these types of follow-ups because it really depends on the level of awareness that you have with these leads. And it can really be like number one, following up with cold traffic. It could be number two, following up when somebody has asked for your information, or maybe they met with you once, or maybe they downloaded your lead magnet in some way. Or it can be following up when somebody is ready to buy. And these are the ones that are ready to buy, they just are waiting for a link. Maybe they're taking forever, or you already sent them an invoice. So I want to be clear before we even go further, is that this is more for people who are looking for specific types of leads. So it really is when it gets more personal, when you are personalizing the customer journey in a way that you're connecting with them personally, and it's not kind of like a Facebook paid advertising kind of campaign, because those usually follow other processes. This is more about a follow-up that takes place when somebody makes a contact with you, or when you have a lead, or when you have an email that somebody gave you, or that you want to connect with someone. But this is really to get people to buy a high ticket product, not a low ticket product. And this is a process of a follow-up and what types of things you can do so that it doesn't sound salesy. So this does not apply to everyone. All right, so first with cold traffic. If you have an email, or somebody gave you a lead, or you found them on the internet, whatever it is, you want to send them information that are going to give something of value, not just say things that you can do for them, but you want to establish yourself as a person who knows and a person who is an expert in your field. So you want to clearly ask them questions about how you can help them, but in a way that you're focused on them. You're not focused on you and what you can do. You are focused on what they can get and the result that they can see by working with you. So for example, you want to give information, in my case, let's say, about email marketing. And right now, one of the biggest topics that we still have is our privacy issue, and how emails are not really, their conversion rates, the open rates are suffering because of this privacy problem. So a lot of people are still taking into account open rates when they're not reliable. And many people have cold traffic leads, and I can explain to them why it's important to follow up and to not talk about open rates. These types of leads, the cold traffics, are the hardest to convert. So you need to nurture them, because even if they haven't read your lead magnet or anything, they're gonna get some types of news from you, and they are gonna connect with you if you establish yourself as somebody who has the credibility, who can actually help them. Okay, so that's one way of following up. The second one is when somebody is already a lead, when they've asked for some information about your services, well, you want to be able to follow up in a professional way. When it comes to email, it gives you a great opportunity not just to send them the information, but to ask them questions. What did you think about this? What was some of the problems that you had? How can we solve that problem? And these are people who maybe you already have consults or some type of information exchange, or they downloaded a lead magnet from your website, or in some way they want to know who you are because they need more information. So in that case, following up through a nurture sequence, or giving them part 2 of their lead magnet, asking them follow-up questions is a great way to convert them, because again, these are a little bit more aware about you, they know who you are, but they need a little bit more of a push to get them to become buyers. Okay? And finally, when somebody's ready to buy, you want to contact them as much as needed to close the sale. These are the people who say, okay, I'm ready to buy, or how do we move forward? You want to be able to follow up with a link to make the payment. You want to be able to follow up with the next steps to get them started, but don't go missing for days. You have to be following up in every single stage in order to get them to be able to buy from you. Okay, some general rules when you're emailing for this specific purpose, okay? So number 1, always have in your signature ways that people can work with you. Even if they don't read the email that you're sending them, they want to know who is emailing them. People have curiosity when it comes to knowing that, and your signature can give it away. You can say things like, whenever you're ready and you're ready to work with me, this is how I can help you. And that's a perfect way to list your services or a link to where your services are listed so that they can take a look at that there. It doesn't sound salesy, it's just something, and it's very professional to have. In my case, for example, I have my portfolio and some samples in case people want to see them, and they can click the link and they know where to go. So make sure you're very professional when it comes to this. Use your own email, not a Gmail. It has to come from the business, so it's actually better for them to trust that rather than just a Gmail. Lastly, always try to engage the audience in a conversation, and it's more of a two-way conversation, not just you sending them emails. You want to ask questions so that they can reply. Whether they reply yes, no, some other thing, it's a great start, because then you're starting to communicate with them in a way that seems real and authentic, and it's a great way to follow up. So I'm Miri Lenov, and I can help you create better follow-up sequences between you and your leads. Let me know if you want to chat. Follow-up is a great way to get high-ticket clients, and it really depends on how many emails you send, how you send these emails, what are the levels of awareness, and where did you get these leads, because that really will dictate the journey that you want them to go on with you. Have a good rest of your day, and I hope this helps. Have a great weekend. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.